Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my player ratings from Crawley Town 1, Bradford City 0. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could generate 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your man of the match from Saturday's defeat and what were your player ratings as well. Obviously not the way we wanted to start the season. If you've not already checked out my six things that we learned from Saturday's defeat, then make sure to go check that out. That was uploaded yesterday around 8 o'clock, I do believe, so please make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. After every league game though, once we've done the 6 things that we learned, we will then have my player ratings where we'll go through every single player rather than just 6 different things, and obviously we did only bring up 3 players in yesterday's video, so make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. Starting out then with Harry Lewis, I'm going to give him a 6 for his first performance of the season. Now, he should have done better with the goal. Apparently, he didn't set up his wall properly, and I think he could have got down quicker to that. The only reason why I'm not giving him lower than that is he made a really good save towards the end of the game. I think it was Crawley's number 8 had got the ball off of, I think it was Kellan Gordon, cut away from Patterson, shot on the left foot. It was straight at Harry Lewis, but he started to pull off a pretty decent save. So overall, I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he really did too much wrong apart from the goal, and yes, he should have done better with it, but apart from that, I don't really think he did anything else wrong. So I am going to give Harry Lewis a 6. Daniel Oyegoke playing on the right side of the back 3, I'm going to give a 4 to. Obviously, he was playing out of position, so I do feel sorry for him a little bit, but he got sent off at the end of the day, and while it might be pretty harsh, and I don't even think the first yellow card was a foul, the second one is a little bit soft in my opinion as well. You can't get any more than a 4 really if you have been sent off, unless it was like we were 1-0 up, they were in on goal and he's taken one for the team, but it was just a little bit stupid, a little bit rash in his decision making. But like what I said, he was playing out of position, so I do feel a little bit sorry for him, but it is going to have to be a 4 rating. Obviously, all these ratings are out of 10, so that makes it a little bit more sense to you guys, hopefully. Ash Taylor, for me, has to get a 3. Comfortably the worst player on the pitch on Saturday, sorry. I know Oyegoke got sent off. Absolutely terrible. His positioning all over the place. At fault for Oyegoke's second yellow. Tries to do a body fin, loses the ball, and we obviously brought him up in yesterday's video, gave him a red box because he was absolutely terrible. Obviously came off with an Achilles injury. He's now a doubt for tomorrow's game against Accrington Stanley. My match preview for that will be out later tonight for tier 3 channel members, so if you're interested in the channel membership scheme, then feel free to go check that out. But back onto Ash Taylor, he was absolutely terrible, and I can't really see a reason why he would put on another Bradford City show unless we have another centre-half crisis, because what we've seen from him so far is just absolutely terrible. Kieran Kelly, for me, I'm going to give a 5 to. Again, not horrendous, but just not good, to be honest with you. A couple of times he was caught out positionally. I thought he was pretty solid when Matty Platt came on and we were playing that back 4, but I can't really give him much higher than a 5 because he wasn't great. You know, he got caught out a couple of times by them balls down the channel. Sometimes pretty poor decision making. Overall, not bad, but certainly not great. So I'm going to have to give Kieran Kelly a 5. Channel memberships are now cheaper than ever, with tier 1 costing just 99p. Tier 2 has been reduced from $3.99 a month down to $1.99 a month, and tier 3 has been reduced from $8.99 a month down to just $4.99 a month. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and the more members that we have, the better the content will be. Enjoy the rest of the video. I must say, I was quite surprised to see Brad Halliday get the nod at right wing back. To be honest with you, with the amount of pre-season minutes he'd had, you know, he hadn't really featured too much in a pre-season. It looked like he was certainly going to go with Oyegoke. They both got the nod. Halliday was playing right wing back, and I thought I'd give Halliday a 6. I don't think he was too bad, to be honest with you. Got forward, got some really nice crosses into the box, especially in that second half. Defensively, really solid, and I think a lot of people might believe that Brad Halliday can't play as a right wing back, and I personally think he can. I do think he's certainly got that in him. Yes, he's probably better in a back 4 at right back, but as a wing back, I do think he is good going forward. He does put some great balls into the box, and I think he is going underrated again. You know, he went massively underrated last season. I think again so far this season he's going to be going underrated, but I thought Halliday was pretty solid, but I can't really give him any more than a 6, to be honest. Richie Smallwood, I'm also going to give a 6 to. I thought, you know, kept the ball nicely, switched to play beautifully. You know, some of his long passes were absolutely brilliant, but just a little bit of a lack of energy in that midfield. And I know Smallwood's not in there for his energy, but he wasn't really doing much of his ball winning, which is what he's in the team for. And again, I don't think he really works in a double pivot. He needs to be the singular ball-winning midfielder in there, and then you have two more advanced players just going and bombing forward, because Smallwood, while he's not bad in the final third, that's not his forte, that's not what he's best at, so I am going to give Richie Smallwood a 6. Alex Patterson for me, I'm also going to give a 6. I thought he was very similar to Smallwood, very tidy in his play, a couple of good long passes, and again, doesn't really work in his double pivot. They don't work together, they don't really influence the game too much, don't really affect it. Patterson much better going forward, but we haven't seen enough from him so far to really displace either Adore or Walker as one of them attacking midfielders. So for now, he's a little bit restricted, playing with that handbrake on in that position, but I don't think he had a bad game whatsoever, just not particularly a great one, so I'm going to give him a 6. Liam Rideout, I'm going to give a 5 to, again, very similar to Kieran Kelly. Not bad, but just not good. You know, some of his crosses into the box are really poor. He put one or two really nice ones in, but overall, he's just not a left wing back at all. I mean, I personally don't think he should be in the team. He's our only natural left back or left wing back at the club. I called for Clark Adore. Thank God he wasn't playing there, because Adore was very good in that number 10 role. We'll get onto him in a moment, but Rideout for me has to get a 5. Just not a great performance from him. Doesn't really offer enough going forward. Too slow to get up and down as well. Not really got the energy to be doing so, so I'm going to have to give him a 5. Clark Adore was my man of the match, so I'm going to give him an 8 rating. I thought he was very good, to be honest with you. His best performance I've seen from him so far in a Bradford City shirt. I was really impressed with what I saw. You know, was picking the ball up in pockets like what he said he wants to do, driving, turning, trying to create things, trying to get balls into the box. Got pace about him as well. Very good defensively. I think there was a moment really late on in the game where Crawley found himself 2-on-1, Adore sprinting back, and because he has that work rate, that endeavour, that desire to win the ball back, he manages to recover very, very nicely, and I was really impressed with Clark Adore, and I think he's going to keep himself in the side for the next few games with that performance, because it was a very good one. So yeah, Clark Adore, my man of the match, with an 8 out of 10 rating. Before we go any further, please make sure you drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Get a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. And Jamie Walker, I'm going to give a 7, sir. I thought Walker was very, very good in that first half. If he kept it up in the second half, he would have been on par with Clark Adore for me, but in that second half, he went a little bit quiet, a little bit anonymous, to be honest with you. First half, though, very, very good. Picking up the ball, driving forward with it, one of the very few players who are actually creating chances for us, and I thought he played really well, to be honest. He maybe got a little bit tired, potentially, in that second half, but I do think he did play really well, so I'm going to give Jamie Walker a 7. And the final player who started the match was Andy Cook. Now, I'm going to give him a 6, because I don't think he was particularly great, but he had no service in the box. You know, I can't think of even a half chance he really had inside that penalty area. Had no help from the officials as well. Whenever we went with a long ball, and Crawley centre-backs had Andy Cook in a headlock at times, he just got nothing from the officials, and it was so frustrating to watch. But I can't really give him any lower than that, because he didn't really have much help, didn't really have much support, and I don't think he played too bad, to be honest. Now, maybe potentially you could look at that and say Lewis and Cook didn't particularly play well. Why are they getting better ratings than some other players who probably played on par with them? But I personally think Lewis and Cook have been a little bit hard done by, to be honest with you, from what I've seen on social media so far. But for me personally, they're my starting 11 player ratings. Moving on then into my substitution player ratings. Now, we did actually make all 5 substitutions in 2 separate occasions. Starting out then with our 68th minute substitutions. Matty Platt up first. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought Matty Platt was very solid, to be honest with you. Proved a point when he came on off the bench. Very good defensively, and I'm a big fan of Matty Platt. I think he's one of our better centre-halves, to be honest with you. Was very good for us last season, and like what I've mentioned a few times so far this season, I do think he is overhated by some of our fan base. You know, after watching Ash Taylor play, after watching Oyugoke play at centre-back, even Kieran Kelly wasn't his greatest game. I don't see a world in which Matty Platt can't be starting tomorrow night against Accrington Stanley, and I thought he was pretty solid when he played, to be honest with you. Tyler Smith, I'm going to give a 6 to. I don't think he influenced the game all too much. He tried to provide a bit of energy, but we were going long up to him. It didn't really make sense that we started really going long for it up to Tyler Smith, who doesn't win anything in the air. He's really, really poor in the air. He's much better with the ball at his feet and didn't really have too much of a sniff, so I feel like it would be a bit harsh to give him really anything more than a 6. And Matt Derbyshire, you know what, I thought Derbyshire was good in the air. I thought he won quite a lot, to be honest with you. He won some nice flick-ons, but when the ball was at his feet, you know, I remember one cross, I think it was in added time on that left foot where he crossed it in, and it went basically straight out for a throw-in. It only bounced maybe 1 or 2 times before it did that. It was a really, really poor cross, and if it wasn't for that, Derbyshire would probably get a 7, but when you need some quality in that final third, Derbyshire didn't really provide that against Crawley, so I'm going to have to give him a 6. Into the 83rd minute substitutions then, Emmanuel Osadibe, I'm going to give a 7 to be honest. Now, I know Osadibe gets a lot of stick, and I've given him a bit of stick throughout pre-season, but with how poor we played in certain parts of that game, it was nice to see someone want the ball, want to take players on, and it's not going to come off every time. You know, he's not Lionel Messi. Sometimes he's going to lose the ball, and it is going to be frustrating, and I think Osadibe is going to be a very frustrating player, but when it comes off, he does look really good, and it's just about that little 1 or 2% getting that right, and I think he will be a really good player for us. So I'm going to give Osidibe a 7. I thought he was really good. I thought he influenced the game well in that final 15 minutes or so that he was on the pitch, obviously including the 6 additional minutes. I don't think Osidibe played bad whatsoever, so I'm going to give him a 7. And the final player to talk about is Alex Gilead. I thought in the 15-minute cameo that he had, he didn't really do all too much. I'd give Gilead a 6. I don't think he was too good. I don't think he was too bad. You know, just kept things tidy, kept things ticking, all that sort of stuff. You know what you're going to get with Gilead. Never really going to do anything outstanding. Never really going to do anything poor. He is always going to give you between a 5 and a 7 every single week because that is just Alex Gilead, to be honest. I'm going to leave it there, though, for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your man of the match was from Saturday's defeat and what were your player ratings as well. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see the Tier 3 channel members tonight for my Accrington away Carabao Cup Round 1 match preview. Peace.